what this means is that the agent's always getting a higher percentage of the commission. But on the flip side, they usually have higher desk fees, office fees, paying for the traditional brick and mortar office. So there's a give and take when it comes to the higher split commission. And in many cases, you have a really good commission split and have very limited or no office fees depending on what type of office. Of course, it's going to be more expensive in a traditional brick and mortar versus a virtual company. And the last thing to mention here when it comes to commission, and something very important which in many cases gets overlooked, is in the franchise model. There are franchise fees that agents usually pay on every single transaction. These fees can range anywhere from 5 to 8% in some cases. So make sure and ask these brokers if there are franchise fees involved, if they cap out, or if they're in perpetuity, meaning they are forever. Because it may not seem like a lot for each transaction individually, but collectively, these can add up to tens of thousands of dollars each year, simply paying for a franchise name and logo.
La la.
All right, now you've earned your license, you've found a sponsoring brokerage, and it's time to get started. Well, not quite just yet.
There's more.
In order to call yourself a realtor, you're going to need to join the National Association of Realtors. And in joining the National Association of Realtors, you'll also be joining your state association of realtors and a local board of realtors. This designation is also a requirement to participate in your MLS. That is your multiple listing service. Now, each area, each state, each region has their own multiple listing service. This is where you'll be putting your listings in. This is where you'll be searching for homes for your buyers. And in some cases, this is where you'll be writing your contracts to buy and sell, filling out your disclosures and addendums, and all of the paperwork that goes into a real estate transaction. Now, if you're not a member of the National Association of Realtors, you can still call yourself a real estate agent. You just can't use the realtor name. But I gotta be honest with you, your earning potential is going to be limited by not having access to the MLS. Your business opportunities will be limited by not having access to the MLS. So it's a really good idea to become a realtor. Not to mention the fact that most of the brokerages that I mentioned before require all of their agents to be members of the National Association of Realtors.